welcome to Mental Moments, where small changes have lasting ripples. This week, been talking about awareness, what it is, and the different kinds of awarenesses and why they're important. So today, emotional awareness. Okay, it is important to understand that emotions are experienced in the body. They're felt in the body. They are physical sensations in the body. And the best way to describe this is I'm going to give you a situation, put yourself into that situation, and then see what happens in your body. Okay, you ready for that situation? Most embarrassing moment of your life. Likely it was something from junior high. Now, if you didn't have one, don't worry, I've got some more. But as you bring up this total memory of embarrassing moment, for me, it was throwing up in a sixth grade classroom. Didn't even know where it would come from. I just suddenly threw up. Didn't even try to make it to the trash can, just threw up everywhere. And boy, did the teacher get pissed. Don't blame her. And I was horrified because all the kids are looking at me like, oh my God. Yeah. So how do I feel? My cheeks got really red. I start giggling. Why? Because it's trying to get rid of that energy. My armpit's sweaty. Where do I feel it? Itchy pops, woo in the belly. So for you, what does that feel like when you start to really engage with that memory? Okay, experiential number two. We're going to do that. We're going to contrast embarrassing with angry. So think of the last time you were really angry. Bring up that situation. Recall that situation. How do you feel that? Is it a change? Do you feel a tightness, clenching, tightness, breath change, face change? And how is those sensations different from feeling embarrassed? Okay, most of us have um, many sensations that are in common with certain emotions, like embarrassment, red cheeks. My ears get bright red. Sometimes that red will go down my chest. And many of us will have this kind of flushing because the blood goes to that part. And then, sweating and giggling, those are some very common. Now, that's not the only. And so each person's experience may be slightly different. Whereas anger is usually kind of a, tension in the face, tightness in the jaw, clenching in the arms, just overall clenching. It can be like a tightening in the stomach. Some people experience it in their back. So each one of us is a little different. There's some general stuff, but each one of us is very different. So to understand those nuances for yourself is to engage in these activities, bring up memories that are of different emotional states, and look at and feel those, really feel them in the body. It's very helpful to do this in a quiet place where you're not being interrupted. And then you can bring those up. Let's do a complimentary one. And we did anger. Now, how about irritation? You're stuck in traffic, or your boss just sprung something on you last minute, and you're like, ah. So feel that, get that in a memory, pull yourself into that memory, experience it. And what are you feeling? It may feel very, very similar to being angry, but what's the differences? It's very subtle. But with anger, we might be like, "Rah," ready to tear something up. And in frustration, we're like, ah. So it might be that kind of difference. But each one of us is different. And these nuances are the important pieces. So say, for example, you're learning some self-counseling skills through one of my self-improvement courses, therapy without a therapist. And we're talking about, naming that emotion. And you're like, I don't know. So sometimes it's very helpful to go through these activities to be able to say, oh, I'm feeling butterflies in my stomach, tingling in my hands. Oh, that's not anger. That's probably something along the lines of anxiousness or nervousness. So when we understand what these physical sensations are, emotions, and those nuances, we'll be able to identify them for ourselves. And so that way, somebody will tell me, "Oh, I'm not angry." And I'm like, you're showing all the signs of anger. So what for you is anger? And is it, when is it do you go from irritation and cross into anger and then even more, along the lines? Or happiness. How do you know when you're happy? We usually smile, giggle, we have some lightness, yeah. So, how does happiness or joy or peace and calm, anger, how do we feel those? How do we experience those? So, to really build this awareness muscle, so to speak, one, you could check out my course on building awareness muscle. And some of the activities that you can do is take and remember a situation, experience that, feel it in your body, identify what those physical sensations are, and then name it. Say, for me, this is anger. For me, this is happiness. For me, this is nervousness. And then you can start to bring it down and really define some of those little nuances. So for you, what's the difference between happiness and excitement and just joy or calm or neutral or sad or really sad? And how does that feel for you and experience that in your body? And as I said, if you want to learn more about how to build this awareness muscle of emotional awareness as well as your environmental, physical sensations, and in next episode, we're going to talk about this thing between our ears, you can check out my course on how to build awareness muscle. Also, check out my YouTube channel for many other videos on all sorts of topics, self-improvement. You also can look at my website, morejoyfullife.com, mental moments, to see all the mental moments all in one place. Thank you, and stay tuned for more on awareness.